You're listening to K News London. This is Aska Tanveer with Cries of Kashmir. The most beautiful part of the world, Kashmir, bleeds while the international community sleeps. Snow-covered mountains, lush green pastures, blue skies, blue lakes, excellent climate, rich culture, best food, unique race, one of the most pretty races on this earth makes Kashmir a paradise. But India has turned it into a living hell. 900,000 troops enforcing curfew since 5th August of 2019 has turned Kashmir a prison, where 8 million people are under siege. For the most prolonged period of curfew in the known history of humankind. No food, no medicines, no fuel, no electricity, no basic necessities of life, yet the brave people of Kashmir survived and kept their struggle for their legitimate right of self-determination. It's been more than 7 decades since the Indian illegitimate occupation armed forces entered Jammu and Kashmir in a step to subjugate the Kashmiri people. To this day, the brave people of occupied Jammu and Kashmir have remained committed in their resolve to confront India and stand firm in their quest for the right to self-determination. On the 5th of August 2019, India took further illegal and unilateral actions to change the internationally recognized disputed status of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and alter the demographic configuration of the occupied territory. Pakistan and the Kashmiris have unconditionally rejected this blatant travesty of law and justice. For over 1 year, the scale and impunity of the Indian government's human rights abuses has increased manifold, which was clearly seen in 2022. Through the development of additional troops and exceptional media and communication blackout, occupied Jammu and Kashmir has been turned into the largest open prison in the world. The world community is calling India out on its oppression, and its cover-ups as one of the world's so-called largest democracies has been undeniably exposed. Pakistan, along with all other nations and individuals with human conscience, calls for the urgent lifting of the military siege and media blackout, immediate stop to the violation of human rights of the Kashmiri people, release of the Kashmiri leaders and youth, and an end to the impunity allowed to Indian occupation forces under draconian laws. Pakistan urges the international community to play its role in exerting pressure on India to reverse its illegal course in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and restore the Kashmiris' fundamental human rights. Pakistan expresses complete solidarity with the people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and assure the Kashmiri brothers and sisters that the government and the people of Pakistan remain shoulder to shoulder with them. Pakistan will not concede in its support until the Kashmiris realize their legitimate right to self-determination in harmony with the United Nations Security Council resolutions. It is no doubt that India has turned Kashmir into a volcano which may burst any time, any moment, and may cause disaster not only to India and Pakistan but may engulf the entire region or the whole world. It is worth mentioning that India and Pakistan both are nuclear states and possess enough piles of lethal weapons to eradicate each other. Mostly the government in India has been hijacked by Hindu extremists, and one can expect any abnormal action from them, or by mistake or any accidental eruption of war might lead to nuclear war or World War III. In addition to that, India is already involved with China and warlike situation exists. India is holding parts of Nepal illegally and at odds with Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Maldives, Sikkim, Bhutan, etc. The extremist government in India may initiate any misadventure and endanger to humanity. Plagued by Indian thraldom. The history of bleeding, screaming and subjugated populace of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir is a big scar on the face of self-acclaimed human rights champions of the world. The hypocritical approach of the world masses continues to encourage India to play havoc with the innocent people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, subjecting them to unprecedented violence, jailing, torturing, raping women, hitting infants with pellet guns and extrajudicial killings, struggling for their right to self-determination. The Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir people waited long for the plebiscite, but after its denial by India, They waged an indigenous struggle, but India, instead of listening to their just demand, deployed a strong military force in the name of maintaining law and order. Gradually, the number rose to over 900,000, making it clear that it was only for quelling the struggle of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir populace for their right to self-determination. The international community must awaken and take preventive measures to avert any possible disaster that will come in the future, because it might not damage the South Asian region only, but the world.